Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. And today I'm going to be talking a bit about some of the most common mistakes that people make during character creation. So, let's get started. This first mistake I think is very common and I see it quite a lot is that you don't give your character a good reason to go on the adventure or to stay with the party. Because those are two major things that your character really needs, and a lot of people leave it up to the DM to figure out why the party is together and why they're going on this quest. But your character needs these reasons for themselves, personal reasons why they're doing this. Because there's plenty of other adventurers. Why don't they have a different party? Why this one? And there's lots of different quests and adventures. So why is your character on this one? Why is this one important? Giving your character a reason why they're out here doing these things and staying with the party is going to make them so much easier to roleplay, and it's going to feel so much more natural when things get difficult and your character stays with the party, because it's not just enforced by plot, it's enforced because your character is going to stay here because it's what they believe in, that they have a good reason to stay here, even if things get difficult. Another mistake that seems very common is not working together with the other players or the DM during character creation. And that seems like quite a large mistake because you can make your character so much more interesting if you work together with everyone else. If you work together with the other players, then you can work together on your characters and not only work together on your backstories so you're included in each other's backstories, but you can work on your stats together. That way, if you try and make your character good at everything, then you're going to find out later that you're not going to be really good at anything. You're going to be fairly decent at everything, a jack of all trades and master of none. You're not going to be able to do anything as surely as some of the other players. But if you work together with everyone else on this, then you can work out who's taking what stats as their highest, and you can all work it out so that your party will have people who are good at everything. That is the whole point of having a party, to be able to complement each other's strengths. And with everyone in the party focusing on just a few things that they're really good at, then the party's going to be much better balanced. And you're going to have a party that can do almost anything because it's made up of individuals who are really, really good at what they do. And between all of you, you'll be able to cover a lot of different abilities. Now, working with your DM is a lot different, but it's very, very important. Your DM can tell you what you're going to need during character creation, because every table does this differently. So it is very important to talk to your DM and see how they do this. A lot of people do a lot of details differently, such as how you set your health or what your ability score numbers are. A lot of people change these, so it's very important to talk to your DM about what rules they have for character creation. Not to mention, if you're a newer player, then the DM probably knows a lot more of the rules, so it's really good to talk to them just about how things work in general. And as far as your backstory goes, talking to your DM can be very helpful because all DMs use backstories to a different degree, and so they need different things from your backstory. So it's really good to talk to your DM about what sort of things they need from your backstory. Now, I know that I talk about this quite a lot on my channel, but another big mistake that a lot of people make with their characters is not giving them flaws or not spending enough time working on them. And that could come from just not finding flaws very useful, or it could come from wanting your character to look cool. Because we all want our characters to be cool. We've spent a lot of time working on them, so you want them to be cool. But having flaws is incredibly important. They'll make your character a lot funner to play, they'll make them feel much more alive, and let's be honest, a flawless character isn't very interesting. You have things that you can't do in your stats, your abilities, but you also need stuff that you can't do in your personality, because they'll make it much more interesting to play them. They'll feel so much more alive, and I feel like it helps you connect to them much better. Flaws can even be something you're afraid of. It's just something that isn't perfect about your character. But no one is perfect. That's a very real fact of life. And if you can do that with your character, then they're going to feel so much more alive. And I would say to spend a little bit of time working on your flaws and make sure that there's something that you're going to be able to use in game. Because some flaws, while they seem quick and easy when you write them down, they can actually be really difficult to play. So it's really important that you work on your flaws and you have something that you think you're going to actually be able to put into practice and play with your character. But there we go, that's the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and that it was helpful. And if it was, then I'd be really grateful if you'd consider giving it a like, or even subscribing to my channel. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time.